את שאלתי מאת אדוני, אך את שאלתי אותה אבקש.
שבתי בבית אדוני, שבתי כל ימי חיי, לחזות בנועם אדוני, ולבקר בהיכלו, לחזות בנועם אדוני, to gaze upon the beauty of out of the ruins and the rubble, out of the smoke, out of our night of struggle, we can see a ray of hope, one pale thin ray, reaching for the day we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city, not a city of angels, but we can build a city for all. We may not reach the ending, but we can start slowly but truly mending, brick by brick, heart by heart. Now, maybe now, we start learning how we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone,
Shabbat Shalom.
and welcome to Voda Shalom. I'm Rabbi Ben Spratt, honored to be leading with Cantor Shana DeLoe. So grateful we have Jay David, we have Corey and Shane helping to elevate our service in every way. And grateful for the Honorable Roberta Seymour and Maxine Schweitzer for helping to greet and welcome everyone into the space. And whether you are here in our sanctuary, tuning in from other spaces around the world, whether you are here for the first time or this is a place you already call home, we welcome you into a space that is meant to give us a bit of sanctuary, a time meant to allow us to realign, to recenter, to re-strengthen ourselves in a world that so often feels upside down. From last Shabbat to this one, we went from a war that seemed to be on the brink of escalating, perhaps into the global world, and now in the midst of ceasefire. We've seen a tumult of a wild, shocking, and concerning mayoral primary election. We've seen that as we enter this Shabbat, we have a flurry of Supreme Court decisions that take the most marginalized and amplify that marginalization. And just a few hours before we enter Shabbat here in Texas, we learned the news that a Jewish summer camp has had to close because the children's lives were threatened. We find ourselves in a world where no matter what your ideology, what your identity, we are at a time of upheaval, a time where so much of the ground that we thought we could know and trust in has been turned asunder. And in that, it makes the act of stepping into a space like this so profoundly important. We have so many different threads and journeys that come into this space, a history that threads through 183 years. Through every movement of Judaism, it's wrapped in this Rosh Hashanah understanding. And for all of us who feel alone, afraid, and enraged, the act of stepping into this space is one of the most powerful responses because we see that we are not alone. We know that there is a thread that binds us together, and that in a world that seems to right now fragment and pull apart in every breath and every space, the act of choosing to come in, to sit in the challenge that sometimes is community and peoplehood, is the most important response we learn from our history and certainly from the core values of our tradition. With gratitude to Roberta, who, in addition to so often being the one to welcome us into our space, you should know that she is also a weekly poet. And Roberta, with gratitude to you, I'm going to bring in your words from this week's Torah portion to bring in the Shabbat. Roberta's words called, "Be resilient." Be resilient. Don't give in to demagoguery like Korach did. He lusted for power, was full of resentments, sought retribution. Instead, be resilient, be thoughtful, be courageous, build community, reach out, become the voice of justice, and become the pursuer of peace. Thank you, Roberta. That is exactly the intention that I think we all need. So, at times when I find the world is turned upside down, I lean very heavily on our incredible team, and very grateful to be with my beloved friend and colleague, who is the person that I often lean on, especially in times where the world feels topsy-turvy. And I asked if Cantor DeLoe would be the one to bring a bit of her light into the space to kindle our Shabbat lights and hopefully give us all a little bit of strength and galvanizing spirit as we welcome in Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam V'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
So, as many of you have already noticed, we'll have all of the words of our prayers tonight on the walls of the sanctuary, but if you hear me announcing page numbers, that goes to a thin navy blue volume that you might find near your seats. If you don't, there's stacks of them in the back. You do not need them, but if you like having something more tangible in hand, that's what the page numbers are for. We continue with L'chuna Ranana, page 12.
L'chuna ranana l'Adonai nariya litzur yishenu yailai yailai yailai
Page 20, L'chadodi.
L'chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, hishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, le'shemu tiferet ve'letila. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habaracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshava tchila. Toreri, ki va Shabbat nekabela.
We invite the community to please rise as they're able and turn to welcome in Shabbat.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, boi chala,
We remain standing and continue with Baruch Hu, page 28.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai lai la lai, yai lai yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai lai la lai, yai ai yai lai yai lai yai lai lai yai lai lai, yai lai lai la lai. Yai ai ai lai yai lai yai lai lai yai lai lai yai lai lai la lai. Barechu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam ha'ed. Yai lai yai yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai lai la lai, yai lai yai yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai lai yai lai.
We remain standing, Shema, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha u'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'yot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet.
The words of Yehuda Amichai, a poem without end. Inside the brand new museum, there's an old synagogue. Inside the synagogue is me. Inside me, my heart. Inside my heart, a museum. Inside the museum, a synagogue. Inside it, me. Inside me, my heart. inside my heart, a museum. Twice a day, we go back to the story of our ancestors standing on the shores of a sea, an ocean before them that blocked their way, an army behind them coming up to seek vengeance, and caught between what feels like two impossible, impassable possibilities in front of them. The Israelites are given a reminder that in song, in gathering and collective, the impossible is made possible, that a way may be made out of no way. This is the story of our ancestry, and twice a day we recall it, we sing it, we speak it out loud to live out Amichai's poem. For some of us, we live with our ancestry with the deep-rooted resilience of our people already in our hearts. For some of us, we struggle to access it, and so we enter this space to be reminded of what has always been there all along. And this is our opportunity to go back to those shores, to remind ourselves of what it is to sing this anthem of our people, and to fervently and with determination decide that we will again be a generation that finds a way, that makes a way out of no way. Micha Mocha, page 40. Hashkivenu, page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Ushmor Tzeitenu Uvoeinu Lechaim Shalom Me'ata v'olam Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomereinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomereinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomereinu Lechaim V'hamidenu Shomereinu Lechaim.
We take a moment now in our prayers to bring into our hearts those who enter the Shabbat struggling. In a world of struggle, it becomes all the more sacred to name the specific people, the relationships, those that we hold dear, that we yearn in our daily lives for healing and restoration. And whether it be in body and mind or in spirit, the hope is that we may invite God's help on that path and galvanize, strengthen our own resolve to be with them in those struggles and that path to healing. We include in our prayers for healing tonight Ellen Kirshner, Tracy Lustig, Cassie Lustig, Patricia Horn, Stephen Schwinder, Mark Miller, Debbie Plotz-Pierce, Judy Garber, Elaine Herrick, Stanley Reifer, Ricky Dessen, Arigi Noor, Stephen Lowe, Devorah Bat Avraham Gedalieva Rivka, Aaron Woloff, Joe Catling, Albert Pika, Susan Pika, Eileen Menace, Lilu Oppenheim, Jonathan Rapkin, Anne Ricard, Helen Novak, Jack Waxman, Elizabeth Wright, Barak Spector, Bonnie Gerland, Mark Landis, Judy Landis, Harry Fisher, Chizuko Osoa, Rosalind Epstein, Eva Jacob, and Stephen Maxland. If there are others that you'd like to include in our Misha Barak, our prayer for healing, we invite you to raise your hand and offer the names as we go around the room. Jeff. Thank you. Steve. Thank you. Bob. Thank you. Mervyn. Thank you. Hello. We wish them all a refuah shlema, complete and speedy healing, as we continue now with El Narafana La.
El Narafana La, Rafana Lanu. El Narafana La, Rafana Lanu. Dear God of our ancestors,
Dear God of our ancestors,
help us renew our faith.
help us renew our faith.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Grant us a perfect healing.
Bring peace to all our days.
Bring peace to all our days.
El Narafana La, Rafana Lanu. El Narafana La, Rafana Lanu. Restore our strength of body.
Restore our strength of body.
Help clarify our mind.
Help clarify our mind.
Refresh our tired spirits.
Refresh our tired spirit.
Rejuvenate our light.
Rejuvenate our life.
El Narafana La,
mercy.
Throughout our days and nights,
Throughout our days and nights,
we celebrate the journey.
we celebrate the journey.
This precious gift of life.
This precious gift of life.
Elna Rifana Rifana Lanu Elna Rifana Rifana Lanu Elna Rifana Rifana Lanu Elna Rifana Rifana Lanu.
We invite the community now to please rise as you're able for our prayer for the captives.
Achenu kol Beit Yisrael, Achenu kol Beit Yisrael, Hanetunim b'tzara uvashivya, Haomdim bein bayam uvein bayabasha. Hamakom Yerachem, Yerachem aleihem ve'yotzihem mitzara, Yirvacha v'yafela leora, u'mishibud migulashta bagala u'vizman karif.
We remain standing now for Tefillah, page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, ai, ai, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, ai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai, yalalai, lai, lai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Yaakov, V'zocher Chasrei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevi Yisrat Sarah אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מוריד חטא מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יללוך הסלע ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש
Amen. We remain standing now for our prayer for the state of Israel. Rock and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, the dawning of our redemption. Shield with your compassion and spread over it the shelter of your peace. May a spark of your spirit inspire the actions of its elected leaders and officials, judges and advisors, that they may follow the path of justice, liberty, and righteousness. Strengthen the spirit and the hands of those who build and protect our holy land, and grant salvation and life. Bring peace to this land and everlasting joy to its inhabitants. Be with the people of Israel wherever they are. Plant within their hearts the love of Zion, and may those of our people who are so inspired come to Jerusalem, your city, which bears your name. Spread your spirit over all the inhabitants of our land. Uproot hatred and animosity, jealousy and evil. Plant in our hearts love and kinship, peace and friendship, and let us say, Amen. Everyone may be seated. We continue now, page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Ki ata hu melech adon Lecho hashalom, ki ata hu melech adon. Lecho hashalom, shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Litov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
We take a moment now for our own silent prayer and reflection.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, יעשה שלום עלינו, עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו, יעשה שלום עלינו, יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן, ואמרו amen. We ask for peace on earth, and we say amen. We say amen. Ve'imanu amen, ve'imanu amen. We ask for peace on earth, and we say amen.
What do we do when the ground beneath us shakes? When anti-Semitism is excused as activism? When Jewish pride is painted as provocation? When the loudest voices these days seem to be those who praise either tyrants or terrorists? This, for me, is the question of this moment, of this Shabbat. As strange as it may seem, this week's Torah portion, Korach, and indeed today, Rosh Chodesh Tammuz, the beginning of the month of Tammuz, I believe, may hold a key for us. This week in synagogues around the world, we will read of the rebellion of Korach as he gathers 250 chieftains and confronts Moses and Aaron with a challenge clothed in piety. He calls out, "You have gone too far. For all the people are holy, so why do you raise yourselves above the congregation of God?" as a compelling argument, democratic, egalitarian, a protest wrapped in religious language. But beneath the surface lies not an ethic of holiness, but a hunger for power, a manipulation of moral language to upend sacred structure. And in response, the Torah does not offer debate or dialogue, it offers an earthquake. The earth opened its mouth and swallowed them. It's a haunting image. People swallowed by the ground beneath them. But the punishment is more than a consequence. It's a commentary. It also gives this reminder of what happens when moral foundation collapses. The ground, it gives way. And when language is used to erode rather than to elevate, we lose our footing. And so we ask, what does it mean when the earth feels like it is giving way beneath us? We're living in a time of crisis-level confusion, a time in which the boundaries between justice and prejudice, protest and persecution, truth and propaganda have grown perilously thin. Here in New York City, home to more Jews than any place outside of Israel, anti-Zionism may very well end up taking the mayoral stage. This is alarming and abhorrent on many levels, made all the more so when entwined with a growing comfort among professors and politicians alike to embrace, globalize the Intifada as if it were some abstract call for freedom, rather than naming it for what it really is, a clarion cry rooted in the murder of Jews. And at the same time, most baffling, to see the rise of support of the Iranian regime as it grows louder, minimizing or justifying the words and actions of Khomeini, a man who has led his people and called for both America's and Israel's annihilation for decades, and backs terror groups that target Jewish lives globally. And all the while, Jews who speak out are accused of hysteria or bad faith. It's not just that anti-Semitism is rising. It's that the very category of anti-Semitism is being erased, reframed as privilege when we cry out, abuse of power when we raise alarm, and supremacy when we seek security. The philosopher Isaiah Berlin once wrote that freedom for the wolves has often meant death for the sheep. And we, the Jewish people, know all too well what happens when morality is sacrificed on the altar of ideology. And this is not the first time our footing has felt unsure. Jewish history is not a straight line of strength. It's a winding path of rupture and resilience. We faced expulsion, blood libel, pogrom, but we've also experienced the periods when the gravest threats came not from outside, but from within, when our own divisions dulled our ability to defend one another and to face the real enemy of each age. And today, too, our community is not immune to confusion. We argue so much over terms, Zionism, liberation, solidarity, and in so doing, sometimes forget that our survival has never depended on unanimity of opinion, but always on unity of purpose. We can disagree about policy, but we must not equivocate about peoplehood. We can critique decisions, but we must not abandon one another. Because if we fail to hold a line of who we are as a people, others will redraw that line for us with a perilous precision we've seen too many times before. We are witnessing today a new Korach phenomenon. Voices cloaked in the rhetoric of righteousness, but wielding it to unmoor our moral landscape. And when clarity collapses, so too does safety, so too does solidarity. And let's be honest, it's not easy. And at times so charged, even within our own people, fear and frustration often masquerade as certainty. We are wounded, and most of us sometimes will acknowledge that we also have wounded others. But if we are to meet this moment with moral courage, we must recover a sense of shared fate even amidst our differences. And it is here on this Shabbat, on this Rosh Chodesh, on this edge of the month of Tammuz, that we must pause and ask, What do we do when the ground beneath us shakes? Judaism in its wisdom does not flinch from fragility. The month of Tammuz begins the slow descent towards Tisha B'Av, the day that marks the destruction of both temples, the shattering of Jewish sovereignty, the beginning of exile, the destruction of our people in every age. It is a time of our remembered collapse. But it is also a time of ritual resolve. For 3 weeks, our tradition asks us to remember former ages when our walls of security were toppled, when the ground beneath our feet gave way. For 3 weeks, we mourn our past in order to recenter on the meaning of our history. We remember, we reflect, and we recommit. We recall that even after the temples fell, Jewish life rose anew. That even after we were scattered, we stood and still remained. That even when the ground beneath us gave way, we built again on sturdier soil again and again and again. And this is our task now, to resist the Korach temptation to substitute slogans for substance, grievance for growth, cynicism for shared vision, and instead to speak clearly when others choose silence, to stand proudly when others distort our identity, to bind ourselves more tightly to our Torah, to our community, to one another, so that no voice can isolate or invalidate who we are, to reclaim the language of holiness, not as a weapon, but as a witness to a better way, and perhaps most importantly, to teach our children, not just to be safe in their Jewishness, but to be strong in it, to model what it is to embody our tradition and our culture, to name our particular story and cherish it as our calling. Forever villainized, yes, but even more important, forever enduring. Because the greatest threat we face is not the scream of our enemies. It is our own defeatism and disorientation. It is a fear that perhaps the ground really is giving way, that we have no footing left, that there is nowhere left to stand. But there is. We have the stories. We bear the scars. We hold the strength. We have each other. Centuries after Korach's downfall, the poetic collection of the Psalms was gathered together. And remarkably, Psalm 46 is attributed to the descendants of Korach. It's as if his children, the spiritual inheritors of the one who once shook the foundations of our people, became the very ones to teach how it is to stand when the earth shakes. They write, God is our refuge and stronghold, a help in trouble very near. Therefore we are not afraid though the earth gives way, though mountains may topple into the sea. Korach was swallowed by the earth, but we are not. We are still here. And the new moon of Tammuz, though barely visible, it still rises. Let it rise in us. Let us be the generation that does not falter, that does not flatten, that does not forget. Let us walk into the weeks ahead not as mourners only, but as messengers of a clarity informed by memory of both rupture and our capacity to create beyond it. And when the world seeks to shake us, may we remember that we have stood before, that we still stand now, and that we will stand again. Shabbat Shalom. Now we get to embody that. It is an honor to invite the community to please rise as you were able.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, lateit gedul al yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot, v'lo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama,
As we turn now to the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294, we bring into the space all of those that we have loved and lost. As we elevate name, we elevate their legacy to continue to shine and be a beacon for us today. If you hear the name of a loved one you are remembering, or if you offer the name of a loved one you're remembering, we invite you to rise as you're able and remain standing. And for those who wish, we also have the custom at Rod Shalom to come to the front to one of two stations and place stone onto slate as a tangible and lasting sign of that connection. We begin with the recent losses in our community of Alan Bialik, Elia Cohen, Naomi Kronish, Chen Gross, Howard Schiff, Mel Klein, Daphne Chu, James Gilbert, Rosalind Greenfield, Bob Weintraub, Sippy Dover, and Loretta Evans. If there are others in the period of Shiva, the first 7 days of mourning, we invite you to rise and offer the names. Those in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning. Molly? Those within Shana, within the first year of mourning. Larry. Stephen. Barbara. We remember the Yortzites, the anniversaries of death. Of Erna Amarello, Abraham Barron, Steve Bauman, John Barron, Adolph Benesh, Charles Berlin, Charles Blum, Elaine Botwinick, Minnie Dreyfus, John Dritz, Daniel Dubansky, Husheng Eliassi, Edith Fields, Rose Filer, Harold Flatto, Tilly Friedberg, Amelia Friedman, David Fuchs, Lena Garber, Erwin Gallant, George Getnick, Sarah Goldberg, Marcia Goldsmith, Hannah Gratz, Aaron Greenberg, Julie Greener, David Hack, Olga Halpern, Samuel Hochberger, Henry Hoffheimer, Bertha Horowitz, Dr. Robert Hutter, Louis Caden, Sarah Kahn, Edith Callis, Harry Kane, Shirley Kapland, Minnie Kershaw, Charlotte Kimmelman, Peter Koch, Cheryl Landau, May Lappin, Dr. Sidney Lepouk, Charlotte Lister, Barry March, Louis Meltzer, Elaine Milstein, Max Misenheimer, Joan Munt, Catherine Fund, Rebecca Plotkin, Calvin Polivy, Daniel Rosenberg, Fred Rothschild, Elaine Scheinfeld, Menya Schneider, Henry Sheridan, Marshall Sherman, Mayor Siegel, Debbie Silberman, Faye Smerling, Paul Spalder, Robert Spalder, Barry Spielberg, May Spielberg, Nick Sprayrigan, Benjamin Stein, James Stoven, Bessie Tack, Lila Thames, Leah Tettleman, Louis Turner, Alan Wagner, Mildred Wald, Irving Wald, Howard Waltman, Rose Weinberg, Irving Weinman, Stanley Weinstein, Anna Weintraub, Joan Weintraub, Sarah Weissman, Bessie Weiss, and Kenneth Zimmerman. If there are others that you are remembering, we invite you to rise and offer the names. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories forever be a blessing. As is our custom at Rod Shalom, we invite you to rise as one community as you are able. Together for the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divrach hiruteh v'yamlich machuteh, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mavarach le'olam u'lamei amaya. Yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael
May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn here and comfort to all who are bereaved everywhere, as we say together, Amen. You may be seated. Just a couple of very brief announcements. We want to make sure that as we go into the summer months, and some of us have different rhythms, we certainly have a summer camp that's running, so if you ever want to splash around with 2-year-olds, we have a wonderful chance to do that out in the courtyard. We want to make sure everyone knows that CRS Blood Drive will be on Thursday, July 10th from noon until 6 p.m. This is an important opportunity to make a difference. We have a number of blood shortages here in the city, and as I think all of us know, the responsibility of pikuach nefesh, of saving life, is seen as one of the greatest of obligations. We invite you to participate in that this summer, again, Thursday, July 10th. We also want to make sure that we have a chance to welcome the Honeymoon Israel crowd here. Our own Rabbi Deborah Goldberg who was greeting in the back, was supposed to be in Israel with a whole crew, and in the way that the world unfortunately pivots, we are grateful that you can still gather together in community here and look forward to the way in which this can be another spiritual home for you in your journey together. We also want to make sure that everyone knows that Midday Minyan, which is from Sunday through Friday every day at noon, we have an online gathering of congregants, for congregants, led by congregants. Whether you are a person seeking community, an additional mindful, prayerful moment in the middle of the day, or as you are grieving to gather in community, we invite you to participate in that. I'm looking out in our space with many of our leaders, so we're grateful for you as leaders. We would love to have an even more robust group that gathers in virtual space so that no matter where you are in the summer, you have a chance to gather in community and in prayer. At this time, we are going to invite everyone to spark some new community. I'm also going to give a 30-second heads up to Yael and Josh that you're about to be on deck here. Invite everyone to turn to find a face of someone you do not yet recognize. Move as far as you need to wish them a Shabbat Shalom. If you're feeling daring, you can even offer a name, but spark a little connection here. And it is an honor to invite Yael Ryan and Josh Goodstein to join us up here. That's right. For some hugs. Come nice and close. So this is a gift on so many levels. I think a gift for all of us because God knows we need some joy, some celebration, and to raise the roof a little bit with the power of love. And as you head into your wedding weekend, and on Sunday, the chance to get to be with you both and whole crew of your inner circle to celebrate, wanted to take a moment of gratitude that you are bringing a bit of that spark, that love, that joy into this space for all of us. If you can, I want you to go back to the first moment of spending time together. We're living in a world of so many hardened hearts, and so much cynicism. And for many of us, we've lost our belief in magic, our belief in what can happen when the right person enters our life at the right time. And to go back to those first minutes where you walked into a space that you saw an overly stressed person that had had a very rough day at work, and in just a moment, you knew that this was someone special, and it took just you giving a hug that transformed this man's life. We sometimes forget that it is sometimes the small moment of noticing, to be the one that responds in the way that we need most, that we come to find our deepest sense of belonging. There are so many ways we can tell the story, and on Sunday I'll tell other stories. But I wanted to lift up that magic for a moment because as both of you reflected through all of our conversations, for you, you have found home in one another. That it is in the belonging, the completion, the sense that this is the person that has both challenged you and supported you in the ways that you didn't even know you needed. And for each of you, we think of the way in which you bring devotion and care into this world. Yael, to be the one who is willing to always put others first, to sacrifice yourself for the goodness of each and every person before you. And Josh, your eternal belief in the goodness of people, that even in the people that might be your adversary, your willingness to open your heart courageously enough to believe that there is a bridge, a spark of goodness to be felt. Look at the world in which we exist right now. How few of us are willing to dare to keep our hearts open, to give generously, to believe in goodness, and to think of what it is that from the very first moment you've been incubating that in this path. In a world where we need to believe much more in love, much more in magic, and much more in the courage of heart. This is a chance for us to bring your special magic into this place, to remind us of really what weaves a community together. And as the two of you have come from families of devotion, and as you look up and see that now in your marriage, this is a huge family of devotion that is now galvanized together, we have the chance to make sure you feel wrapped in this Rosh Shalom family. So from this place of belonging to many, many others, may this home, this magic, this love live loud and proud. And now we get to celebrate you. So don't go anywhere. We want to invite up the entire Ryan family, Goodstein family, anyone that considers themselves to be family of these two, please join us up here. Also, as is our custom in our summer months in particular, we want to welcome anyone who's stepping into Rosh Shalom for the first time, or if you have not been here in a long, long time, to also join us up here. It gives us a chance to greet you, to welcome you here, to help you see that this bima is meant to be your bima. Please be daring. You can do this. Anyone who has never been here before or not in a long time, we want to invite you to join us up here and invite the community to please rise as you're able for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Hu, Baruch Shemo,
Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'iratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, b'yava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila, l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodeshecha, be'ava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai,
Baruch Shemo.
Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Chayim. Oh, what a beautiful challah. In a bag and everything.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Page 321.
Adon olam asher malach, b'terem kol yitzir nivra, li'ed nasa v'chefso kol, azai melech shemo nikra, azai melech shemo nikra, ve'yacharei kichlot hakol, levado yimloch nora, ve'hu haya ve'hu hoveh, ve'hu yeh b'tifara, ve'hu yeh b'tifara, ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni, lehamshilo leachbira, v'lirei בצור חבלי ביצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, בידו אפקיד רוחי, והייתי שן ויעירה, ואם רוחי גוויעתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא, אדוני לי ולא יירא. Shabbat shalom, everyone.